from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints General Conference. Plus, some serious consequences from our historic snowpack, how one neighborhood is dealing with a string of home disasters, and how you can avoid a collapse.
All right, it may be a new month, but we're still riding the same storm train. Utah lit up with winter alerts this evening. Timing on the snow and how much is going to pile up.
Hello, I'm Sarah Murphy. Thanks for joining us tonight for ABC4 News at 5. We begin this evening following news of an alleged drug deal that ended in a deadly shooting. It happened outside a bar near 100 North Broadway in Tooele just after midnight. Here's what we know. Police got the call that someone had been shot. When first responders got on scene, they found a 17-year-old boy who'd been shot twice. He later died in the hospital. Detectives say they spoke with 25-year-old male Davis Velasquez Galeas and his 23-year-old girlfriend, Maricela Raburn. We're told they had arranged to meet someone at the bar to sell marijuana vape cartridges when 3 teens approached the car, one of them with a gun. That man says he shot the boy when he tried to open the car door. The duo were booked into jail on several charges, including murder. Police later located 2 teenage boys and arrested them on suspicion of robbery. And today, it's the first weekend in April, and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints welcomes the world to Salt Lake City for General Conference. ABC4's Emily Clark joins us live from the Conference Center now in downtown Salt Lake City. Emily, what are we seeing this evening?
Okay, it's a very exciting day here as members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints have finished the first 2 of 5 sessions of this spring General Conference. Today, changes were made to the leadership of the youth for the church. Emily Bell Freeman, an author, speaker, and podcaster, will now lead the church's young women.
Dear brothers and sisters, friends, welcome to General Conference.
As the 193rd Annual General Conference of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints began today, there was some attention on Easter.
Take Christmas away, and in biblical terms, you lose 2 chapters at the front of Matthew and Luke, nothing else. Take Easter away, and you don't have a New Testament. You don't have a Christianity.
Apostle Gary E. Stevenson counseled church members to take more time and thought with their families to observe the holiday, commemorating the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Beginning with 3 Nephi 11, it tells the magnificent story of the resurrected Christ's visit to the Nephites, the Savior's Easter ministry. These Easter scriptures bear record of the resurrection of the Lord Jesus Christ.
And beyond the celebration of the Savior's resurrection, guidance to navigate the noise of the world.
The adversary creates so much noise that it can be difficult to hear the Lord's voice. Our world, our challenges, our circumstances will not get quieter, but we can and must hunger and thirst after the things of Christ, to hear him with clarity.
As to be expected with Conference, most of the music will come from the famed Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square. But unlike years past, this weekend, 10 international singers were added to the choir. 3 from Brazil, 2 from Mexico, 2 from the Philippines, and 1 each from Ghana, Malaysia, and Taiwan. The next session of General Conference happening at 6 o'clock, so you can see some people are gathering here behind us. Tickets are very limited to be inside the Conference Center for General Conference due to the construction at the temple here in downtown Salt Lake City and the surrounding Temple Square. Again, the next session is at 6, and then we'll continue again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Live in downtown Salt Lake City, Emily Clark, ABC4 News.
After the abundance of snowfall we've seen across the state, many homes seem to be struggling holding up all the extra weight, including some in Morgan County. ABC4's Annika Johns joins us live in studio with the latest from authorities after 3 roofs collapsed in March from the snow. Annika.
Yes, thanks, Sarah. 3 separate houses in a Mountain Green neighborhood all had their roofs collapse from the increased weight bearing down on them from the snow. The Mountain Green Fire Protection District responded to the first collapse a few weeks ago when a garage roof collapsed due to heavy snow. The family who lived there was able to escape unharmed. Early Friday morning, another garage collapsed. There was damage to the rest of the home, and a natural gas line was cut due to the collapse. The one occupant inside was able to escape unharmed. Later that day, the fire department responded to a third collapse in the Highland subdivision. This garage also caved in because of the excess rooftop snow. The one occupant of the home was able to get out safely. All homes were deemed too dangerous to inhabit by the firefighters. On their social media, Mountain Green Fire advises people to rake the snow off their roofs, saying that over 2 feet of snow becomes even heavier when it rains. They continued with a note of caution, saying to keep an eye on overhead wires when raking and to make sure your furnace vent is clear of snow because it may affect the heat of your home. Sarah, back to you.
Time now to check in on your Pinpoint weather forecast with meteorologist Nate Larson. And Nate, it seems like we've gotten quite a bit of heavy snow recently, and it sounds like maybe a bit more to come. We're not quite done yet, are we?
Not even close. Hey, let's talk about just how much is piled up with the record, of course, season that we're already having. More record amounts up in the mountain areas. Can you imagine 68 feet of snow or so in all at Alta and Brighton? That's how much they've seen so far this season, with a base right now of about 15 to 17 feet, depending on where you're at. And so certainly it's going to be very heavy. Of course, a lot of the residents and the structures aren't that high up, but need to clear those off because, yeah, the rain just soaks up in the snowpack on the roofs, and it just becomes very heavy. So if you can safely rake off some of the snow, you're going to be much better off, of course, as we have another snowstorm, as Sarah has mentioned, on the way. Avalanche danger continues through 6 o'clock. This was extended to tomorrow morning. You want to avoid slopes greater than 30 degrees, maybe stay out of the back country in general, because winds are whipping and wind can blow that snow and create wind heavy avalanches, of course, where we see the wind being transported, and it can be very dangerous, of course, with those heavier slabs. 61 degrees is where we're at, so we're very warm with south winds at 11 miles an hour, gusts up to 28. It's ahead of another front that's working its way through. A weak system clipping us tonight, mainly over the northern part of the state, the far northern mountain areas, but increasing moisture again on Sunday. Mentioned some of the winter advisories, the warnings that have been issued. We'll talk about timing on, again, when we expect this rain in the valleys to change over to snow and how many feet will pile up in the mountains. More in the full forecast coming up. Sarah.
Fire crews responded to a home fire this morning in Harriman. Take a look at this video they shared with us. This happened in a garage in a neighborhood near Mountain View Corridor and Rosecrest Road. Crews tell us the blaze started in the garage there and spread to the attic. Right now, there's no word on how bad the damage is, and the cause is still under investigation. And in northern Utah, police have arrested 2 young boys for making a bomb threat at a North Logan Walmart. Police tell us these 2 boys walked into the store and told an employee they had a bomb. Now, that threat was deemed not credible, but officers did evacuate the people inside the store. Now, after their photo was shared online, tips from the community helped police apprehend the duo. It's unclear right now if they'll face charges. In developing news, a Utah man's lawsuit against actress Gwyneth Paltrow might not be over just yet. The legal team for 76-year-old Terry Sanderson tells us that they're considering their options to keep fighting the case, even considering an appeal to the Utah Supreme Court. Sanderson was suing the actress over a ski crash at Deer Valley back in 2016 that he claims she caused, injuring him. The jury up in Park City handed Sanderson a unanimous defeat on Thursday, saying he was at fault for the crash. And today, some Salt Lake animals are going to a new home. Salt Lake County Animal Services hosted their first Spring into Love pet adoption. The event included gift baskets, spring decorations, and pictures even with the Easter Bunny. Those there were able to choose how much they wanted to pay with pick-your-price adoption fees. Service workers say they have high hopes for the animals in the shelter.
So we're full of pets right now, so we want to do what we can to help clear the shelter. It sounds like we've had at least 10 plus adoptions, so I think it's been going really well.
Those animal service workers say the pick-your-price adoption fees will continue until the end of the month. Coming up here on ABC4 News at 5, the indictment that shocked the nation. Hear when former President Donald Trump is expected to be arrested and how his supporters are reacting.